Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers and the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and today we're going to play some more with the warmer, or sometimes they're called furnace, for wax seals that I got from Craspire. Now, we're going to try a couple of different things that I've never tried before, and in fact, I had to look up some different ways to do with wax seals online, and I don't really have very many supplies. So we're only going to do a couple things, and then we're going to talk about a couple more that you can do that I just don't have this stuff here to show you how to do it, but when I say it, it'll be pretty obvious how to do it. So one of the first thing I want to do is, I don't have enough wax, and nobody would, and I don't have clear. Well, I do. I have 3 clear, but that's not going to be enough. Is we're going to put a wax seal across the stem of this flower. It's a dried flower, and so I've warmed up some purple. And I'm wondering if I should use this bigger rectangular seal. Let me get the one. This is the one with my initial on it. So I'm going to pour the wax on here. And try to get as much of it on here as I can. And I'm going to set that on there. Well, I didn't get it even. Let me get my alarm. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I still had one set. To get this little bit of purple out of here, unless you want to mix it in with the next color, which, oh look, that turned out nice. Even though that little bit didn't turn out, it's because of the stem. Wow, I can feel the warmth from that way up there. So let's let that sit for just one more second because it's still warm. But you can just take a paper towel and wipe that little teeny bit out. Remember, it's going to be a little bit warm still. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to wipe it out, so be careful. The spoon's going to be a little warm. See if I can get my finger down in there and get it out. The spoon came with this. It was a whole kit. I really like it. It looks like a deer, and I always have fun with it when I've played with it a couple times. Okay, so let's see if we can, let's see if we can do one with 3. I have a smaller seal. I'm going to use the green because it's a Tree of Life seal. This one's a little harder to get up. I really like the way that turned out, especially the color of the wax. So I'm going to set that to the side. Like I said, I only have just a very small amount of dried flowers. Let's, with the green, we're going to do the, let's do this. I have this weighted solid one. Let's try doing this string. And this flower. And see if we can get it to cover both. So that the string makes a loop behind. It's kind of hard because this twine is a little stiff. I think I'm going to have to hold it. Let me get this flower laid down. I think I'm going to have to hold it and try not to pour hot wax on my fingers. There we go. Isn't that funny that it's hard for me to do this right-handed? Let's get all of the wax on here. Yeah, I should have used, oh, I don't have 4. may have actually worked. Now, you can also use clear wax and put the flower underneath. I do have a couple of clear ones, and I think we'll try that next with this little smaller piece that I have. Some of the other things that you can do is that apparently, and I'm not going to try this, and you know, this is up to your discretion if you want to try it. If you don't have one of these candles, you can use your heat gun. I personally would not really do that, and I don't think I would recommend it. Now, this one, I'm not sure that I like the way it turned out. I think it would have been better had I used my initial or something like that on there. However, this means you can glue whatever you want on here, a button or, you know, whatever else you want to glue on there. I missed getting the little rim of the wax on there, and I should have poured the wax down further. The little bit of the stem, see, I should have used 4, but I didn't have 4 of that. I only used 3. But that shows me that I can make a seal that's thinner with 3. Let's see if we can do one with just 3. Come on. And then just a regular seal. Let's see if we can do that. Try my Tree of Life in gold. Now the seals come separate, so you just buy the ones you want. You can get different kinds of handles. The heads come off. You just unscrew them. And then you can screw another one on. That spoon's going to stay warm, so it will take less time for them to melt each time, as long as the candle flame is going. Now, I tried to use this candle before we started. I was going to get it started melting, and this candle looks fine, except for the center has burned all the way down to the metal almost, and the flame was only that big, and it wasn't going to work. You could still use it in something else that you need a small candle for, but not this. Oh, there's still a lump. Thought it had all melted. You mean she's using a toothpick? Could have swirled another color in there. Let's just see how well we do with 3 of the little cubes instead of 4. Yeah, 3's not going to be enough. You're going to need 4. So let me mix this gold. I'm going to put in 4 of these dark purple, and then I'll show you a different kind of seal that you can use. Well, it's the same, but it's different. Now, it almost did it, and in fact, if I had pushed down a little bit, it's thicker on one side than it is on the other. If I had pushed down on it a little bit, it would have oozed out, and we would have got a good seal. Now, when you get a bad one like this, don't throw it away. Obviously, you can just remelt it and use it again, the wax. Now, you're not necessarily supposed to put wood over your flame, but this has antlers. It's a deer. I don't know if you can tell from the top. You probably can't. And the antlers just happen to work well for holding the toothpick on there. So I'm going to melt the purple in, and then we're going to swirl it. And this also is helpful for those of you that didn't see my first demonstration on how to do this. And like I said, this is for beginners. By a beginner, I've never done these of what I'm showing you before, because I want you to see what it's like to do it as well. I'm going to, since we're using 4, I'm going to try my rectangular stamp or seal. And it has some daisies on it. And so we'll try that and see how that works. It's really hot. I don't think you're supposed to let the wax get hot enough so that it bubbles. Bad choice on my part. I wonder if that scalds it. I would think it might. I think I might have ruined that by yapping. Probably could put it out a little thinner too. Now this is going to be fat on either side. I can see that already. You could trim it down. You can cut it down if you want. And then the rest of this, we're just going to talk about a couple of other things that you can do. This is just going to be a short video because, like I said, I don't have a lot of supplies to show you with. I really liked the idea of using the little piece of flour and the clear sealing wax and encapsulating the flour. Now, I would have to trim this off because it's too big. But trim it off and then do the wax on it that way. I've seen metal spoons as well. I'm not sure about that because metal transfers heat. So it almost seems to me like if you weren't careful, your spoon itself would get hot. This is drying up too much to get it out. I'm yapping again. Oh, it turned out. It turned out just that little bitty corner. But you see how big it is on either side? That was why I don't like using the 4. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that or not. I'm not real happy with the big globs on either side. I think if I'd have poured it out in a circle and then put the seal on it, then I would have been better off. So I think I'm going to melt those two and reuse them, the wax. Of course, you can use them on an envelope to seal your envelope. Let's get our 2 examples of our good results. This one I really like. And this one I'll probably just glue something onto it. Let's see, I have some notes here. Anyway, you can use the clear one and put the flower inside. So I would have to trim this down to about this big. I'd have to cut this long part off. Lay that down, pour the clear wax over it, and then do this, the flat stamp on it. Otherwise, you would have your raised up pattern and you wouldn't be able to see the flowers in there, I imagine. If you have no seal and just use the rounded one, then you can also, you can paint on this as well. If you're good at that, you can use the metallic markers is what I mean. I wouldn't paint on this. I think it would probably scrape off, you know, if you used some sort of a paint. But the metallic markers, especially the ones that are made specifically for mandalas and things like that would work well on here. And so you can do that on there as well, like I said, and then you can also glue something on there. You can, oh, you know what I saw somebody do, and I don't have any handy, is, and I don't have the clear, which is what I need, is the clear wax, is they made the circle with the wax, and they used the flat seal to make it flat. Then they took a clear, they took a rub-on, and they rubbed it out in the middle, just in the middle, and it transferred the pattern, or the picture, onto the wax seal. It was really pretty, so that's something else you can do. You can also, I imagine, this is in my brain, if you used the flat seal, you could probably use washi flowers and do the same. Trim it down to where it's the same size as what the flat space is in there. Peel the back off, and then put the washi flower on there. Let's see. You can, I forgot to get one. You can make one like this. Only go ahead and put your tag on there underneath. And pour it on there, and then just seal it all right to the tag. And it would give you a really pretty tag topper. Oh, I didn't even see that I dripped wax on here. I guess I could have left it. I lost a little flower bud. Anyway, so just like you can use sealing wax on an envelope, you can use sealing wax on a tag, and it won't hurt it either, because there's just paper just like an envelope. It's not that hot to burn paper. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, you can make a lace cluster with lace and paper and flowers. And just remember, you need to put more of the little, these little wax pieces in. If you have a small little spoon like this, you don't want to get too big of a spoon anyway, because it's going to take too long to melt, and then the outside's going to get too hot and it's going to start bubbling. Let me get that little bit off right there. Anyway, and I think that's all that I have for you. So we've got these two examples, and then we have the two examples that didn't really turn out very well that I'm going to have to redo. Then we also discussed some other things that you can do that I just didn't have the supplies for. And so that's going to do it for me today. And I hope you had fun, and I hope you got a couple of ideas. I wished I'd have had more supplies to work with as far as, you know, flowers and things like that. We could have tried a few more things. But I don't, and I gave you the ideas of how to do it, so you can try it out. And if you haven't seen my very first wax seal demo video for Craspire, then you should go ahead and watch it, because all we did was strictly make seals, and they turned out really well. And so, you know, if you just want to do that alone, then that would be the video to watch, I would say. Well, along with this one, but still. Okay? Well, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.